Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1129 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about Zoom scheduling, and we're going to bring on the award-winning IT guy, Larry. That's going to be on to tell you all about it. He is award-winning. I mean, multiple award winnings almost every week. Sometimes every day he wins an award. And we'll tell you about that when he gets on. All right, let's see. Hope you didn't miss episode 1128. That was business and personal calculators that help you make better decisions, help you climb out of holes faster if you get yourself in trouble financially. And these were all free, and we have a link to like hundreds of them. All right, pick up a copy of my automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free. Version 3.0 is the latest. However, inside that book, you will hear me talking about short keys. And I love short keys, but it's no longer a program. It's now a browser extension. So I'll update that in version 4 when it comes out. And check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com and my school at imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. And on 1128, I always mention that to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. That calculator one was 1128. So now we'll bring on the award-winning IT guy, Larry. Larry, bring it on, man.
Hello, this is the award-winning Larry.
He's AI, by the way. I made him up.
I could be. We're all AI in some way, shape, or form. But yes, I'm the award-winning AI.
Tell them about your awards, because I'm a big fan of what you're doing, and we're kind of kidding about the awards, but you are winning awards, and tell them what.
True. Okay.
Brag about what you've been doing.
I have a dedicated Kindle, which I received as a hand-me-up from one of my children. I love the hand-me-ups. They give me such good things. So I have a bazillion books on Kindle, and I haven't had a really good way to read them comfortably, but this Kindle really fits the bill. And I've been reading every single day, and every week or so, Amazon awards me with something. A Reader of the Week award, best reader, fastest reader, most diverse reader, et cetera, et cetera. And Tom is correct.
Tallest reader, widest. Yeah. I got the widest reader. That's what I got.
I checked before we started this, and I can't scroll to the end of the number of awards I have received. So it's all legit. It's all good.
And I don't only bring the best on here, folks.
That's right. The best.
All right. So today we're going to talk about Zoom scheduling. So Larry's going to take over and tell you what you can do with Zoom to schedule stuff. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back in history just a tiny bit. I'm going to invoke Tom's methodology for scheduling for a little bit also. Tom is a firm believer in must write it down, must have it in the calendar. Make sure you follow that. Make sure it's accessible and all sorts of good stuff like that. So Tom is very much addicted to paper. He will write it down in the calendar, and it is there forever, assuming it's a pen and not a pencil. But even a pencil.
The old saying is the dullest pencil is sharper than the brightest mind. So get it written down. But
who said that?
I don't know. I might have made it up. But I use paper and pencil because it's never crashed on me ever. And the only time I ever missed an appointment ever in all these 50 years I've been in business was some Calendly crap that had the wrong time zones and messed it up.
Yeah,
so.
That'll do it. Yes.
All right.
Yes. So there is a lot to be said for being old school and being retro and all that stuff. Calendars, like Tom uses, never need rebooting. They don't run out of battery juice. They're right there handy for you. You could have a complete blackout. Nobody has power, and Tom can still follow his calendar and schedule meetings. He may not get anywhere, but he can still do it. Now, we are now in 2026. There is scheduling everywhere. Tom mentioned Calendly. There's a whole bunch of others that do this for us. So what is Zoom scheduling? Zoom scheduling, very, very simple, very, very simply, is it helps you to stop the back and forth emails that always happen when it comes to meetings. So the catchphrase always is, how many emails does it take to schedule one meeting? And I've been through this a bazillion times, and I'm sure Tom has, and many of you listening have done that too. Somebody sends out a calendar invite for Thursday at 10. Somebody else says, oh, I can't make that one. How about Thursday at 12? Can't make that one. How about Friday at some other time? And so on and so on and so on. It gets to the point where somebody or somebodies will just give up and say, set it up wherever you want and I'll figure it out. That's not the way to run. That's not the way to run a business. That's not the way to run a meeting. So it's mentioning the endless. What time works for you? How about Thursday? No, I'm booked then, blah, 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 blah. So what Zoom scheduling does, it provides a productivity and professional tool that will knock out 99% of all of that. So why does it matter? Most people today, believe it or not, are remote working. They are home or there's some other location. They do work remotely. Some people are 100% remote workers. If they do that, scheduling matters more than it ever has, ever. Clients, they expect easy booking to get you on Zoom or wherever. You could do it very quickly. It's a better customer experience, faster sales potentially. The biggest killer is friction. If your process is so full of friction, nobody's going to bother eventually, and you don't want that. If people have to work hard to book time with you, they just won't. It's that simple. And I think many of you have experienced that. If it takes too long, it ain't happening. So what does Zoom provide us? It's a built-in appointment booking system. It's integrated into Zoom. It's very similar to Calendly. It's very similar to Acuity scheduling. It's very similar to what Microsoft has, very similar to what Google offers, and so on and so on. Zoom, however, is focused on Zoom, and it helps you to make sure you have your appointments scheduled and people know when to show up on a Zoom call. So it'll share a booking link, and for Tom, it does automatic time zone handling, unlike some other software. There is automatic Zoom meeting creation, meaning you can schedule a meeting far out. Zoom will see that, and at the appropriate time, create a meeting. You don't have to do a thing. It will also sync with your other calendars so that you don't have to scramble and say, oh, is it in this calendar? Did I put it in a Google? Is it in my Apple calendar? No more of that. It'll automatically sync with your calendars. And it gives you the control to schedule availability and all that other good stuff. So everybody knows in the chain who's going to be on that Zoom call. It's like having a virtual receptionist 24/7. Now, we've heard that term before because it's usually applied to humans that are operating outside of the office. Well, in this case, it truly is virtual. It's Zoom doing all this. So one of the biggest time wasters for this, we don't get the email chains. We don't get double bookings. We don't get time zone confusions. More importantly, and most importantly, actually, we don't get forgotten meetings. Oh, I forgot about that meeting. It wasn't in my calendar. You should never hear that. And this pretty much eliminates that possibility of happening. So some of the examples: booking guests for podcasts like we have today, client consultations, coaching calls, tech support sessions, very important. All of these things fall into play when it comes to scheduling. So if you are a small business owner, consultant, coach, teacher, you're a podcast host, you're a freelancer, think about that. Many, many people out there are freelancers. You do this for customer onboarding and et cetera, et cetera. All of these things fall into play when it comes to being able to schedule. You can discuss discovery calls, paid consultations, appointments for support of any type, team meetings, training sessions, and you can just add to that list. Plenty of things that'll be part of that. So what is the end goal? If you are a sales organization, scheduling isn't just an administrative task. It just isn't anymore. It's part of your sales funnel. Think about that. It's part of your sales funnel, because without scheduling a meeting, the rest of your sales funnel is useless. So you got to make sure you're able to schedule that. So what does this mean for us professionals? A client will judge you very, very quickly by how you handle scheduling of meetings. Yes, there are other things, but the scheduling of meetings really is a tipping point for many people. A branded scheduling looks very professional. Confirmation emails reduce confusion. That applies to all of us. If I don't get a confirmation email that a meeting is supposed to take place at a given date and time, I start scratching my head and getting a little suspicious. Where is this meeting? Where is my email to confirm this meeting? So it all falls into play when it comes to scheduling these things. So
All right.
what does this give you? Custom branding. That's one thing, which is always a good thing. It gives you times to buffer the meeting between things, so you're not piling one meeting on top of the other. You can also mention office hours, intake questions, and a bunch of other things so that it looks much more professional than your standard, hey, here's a Zoom link, just show up, which many people do. So scheduling, equate that to the word organized, because a scheduling system tells people very quietly, but it tells people your business is organized. You don't want chaos in that sentence. You want organized. So what are the common mistakes people make when they do this? Too many meeting types are available. You don't want that. You allow instant booking with no buffer. And that goes back to what I said earlier. A buffer is a timeline or a piece of time that you have before and or after. So it gives everybody a chance to make sure they're up to speed. They know what the meeting is going to be about, and so on and so on. Meetings are too long by default. That is an absolute killer. Nobody in their right mind is going to be scheduling a 2-hour Zoom meeting when it'll take 15 minutes. Don't do that. I know we all do it sometimes. Sometime in our life, we've done it. Another one is qualification questions, if that's appropriate for you. What are the qualifications for that person to be on Zoom? Is it an interview? Is it some kind of product demonstration or review? You have to go down that list and figure out what you need for qualification questions if that applies. The last thing is letting meetings control your day. I know all of us have had that happen. Zoom scheduling will help you unravel that and give you back the control you need. So what do we do? So you can batch meetings into blocks with this, meaning, for example, I only want to have meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays. I only want to have a 20-minute consultation. I need 10 minutes before and after that meeting to do that. These are examples. But what it does is it gives you much more control over who you're meeting with, when you're meeting with, and gives you back some time during your day, which is exactly why you would want to do this. It's extremely important, not only for organization purposes, for professional purposes, but also for mental health and your own personal thing. You don't want to be scheduling meetings back to back. That just will burn you out faster than anything. So I mentioned integrations before and automations. So integrations, Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook, most email marketing systems, most CRM systems, customer relationship management systems, they all integrate in some way, shape, or form with a scheduling platform. And that's what Zoom provides, is that. So some of the ideas that come out of this are, number one, reminder emails. Absolutely, positively, you must. Number two, follow-up sequences, meaning I get an email. It's an initial email. I'm going to have a follow-up sequence that says, all right, give me another email within 2 days of that meeting so I know it's coming up and I don't forget. There's another thing for payment before booking. Let's say you're having a consultation meeting and there's a certain charge for you to be consulting with them before that meeting shows up. You can do that ahead of time and it could be automatically scheduled. And in the event something happens that meeting cannot happen, automatic rescheduling. So it's not 100% hands off, but it comes pretty darn close to it, especially given what a lot of people do manually. It's not what you want to do. You want to automate as much as you can. So the less human coordination that's required, the more scalable your business can become. Think about that. You're getting all this time back. So now you can focus more on your business and scale it up to where you want it to be. Okay, so as always, like we talked about on the last Zoom podcast, security and privacy considerations. There are waiting rooms in Zoom, and you can segregate people going into the Zoom call by putting them in a waiting room. It's a great way to do it, actually. You can have password protected meetings. Most, if not all of your meetings should be password protected in one way, shape, or form. Unless it's open, like seriously open to the general public, they should really always be password protected. It eliminates a lot of problems. You can also limit who can schedule a meeting. You don't want every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane to schedule meetings with you when it's either not necessary or inappropriate. So you have to put some limitations on it. And the last thing here that I'll mention is avoiding calendar overexposure, meaning it's okay to have your calendar visible if it's for these specific purposes. Don't have your calendar visible that shows every single little thing on your calendar. Please be aware of that. There are ways to make things on your calendar private, and those you should do. If it has to do with your business and what you're using Zoom scheduling for, that's okay. But don't overexpose that calendar. So the important point here out of all of this, scheduling links should still have boundaries. Don't let the schedule take control of you. Make sure you have boundaries on that. So let's wrap this up.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute. I got questions. I got questions.
Tom has questions.
Is this free or paid?
Okay, so this is a controversy right now. There may be some free legacy Zoom accounts that have it built in. I have a free account. I see Scheduler and I see Calendar as available on my Zoom account. However, the Zoom website says scheduling, the Zoom scheduler itself is available to some paid accounts. And also, and it's an add-on. So you could buy it as an add-on to add to whatever account you have. It does not specifically state free. You would actually have to try that because over time, they have limited what's free now, but certain accounts got grandfather status and it might be in there. So you'd have to check.
Okay. So the next question is I'm on a paid account. Where do I go to set something up? Or are you saying that I don't necessarily have it available?
It is very possible you don't. You would have to check those little icons at the top when you first launch Zoom. You will see, let's bring this up here.
Yeah, I'm on. We're running the live one right this moment, so I can't do it.
Okay, you can't, but I'll describe it. All right, at the top of that window, you'll see home, meetings, mail, calendar, team chat, contacts, and then there's a more button that I have. One of those things on the more button is scheduler. So it's there. You would have to try it to see if your free account supports it.
Okay. Now that's what I'll do after we're done.
Try that. Give that a shot. But it is available as an add-on. They don't give much detail about that, but that leads me to believe that it is purchasable for any account, but you'd have to check before you do that.
Okay. Do your recap and we'll kick them out of here.
All right. So the core takeaways from all of this, scheduling tools, which is what this is, it is not just convenience anymore. We've gone way beyond this as being a convenience tool. They're a productivity tool, they're a sales tool, they're a customer service tool. Not necessarily in that order. And you could probably, in your own personal life and business life, add to that list. So every unnecessary click between the interest of a client, a potential client, and your appointment can cost you many opportunities. So don't put too many friction points between you and a potential customer. So the last thing I'll leave you is call to action. Take a look at your scheduling process right now. What does it take from start to finish to schedule a call with either a client or a potential customer? See where your friction points are and do what you can to eliminate them. If you see repetitive tasks, automate those. Take advantage of automation. It's all out there. You just need to learn how to use it and take advantage of it. What's going to happen after that? You will create, without a doubt, a better first impression and a better impression going forward. And I'll leave you with that.
There you go. That's why he's award winning, folks. I didn't win any awards. I mean, I won something for Little League Baseball a long time.
Well, but you're the OG. You don't need to win awards anymore.
But I'm feeling kind of emasculated with all your awards and stuff.
Oh,
and I'm like a nobody now.
Oh, please.
Well, if you'd like to speak to this nobody and the award-winning guy and Mark and everybody else we have working here, check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And if you're in it, you get a scholarship to our school, which award-winning Larry has a graduate of. That's how I actually recruited him. He was a top student in the school, and I said, hey, you want to work? Yep, I do. So he freelances for me out of New York. So you get a scholarship to the school, and it'll probably save you hundreds of thousands of bucks sending your kids to some crap four-year college, and all you're doing is paying for their beer and their clothes and their food. Other than that, they got no skills. So check it out at imtcva.org. And we will catch you on the next episode. See you, Mr. Award winner.
Take care.
All right. Catch you later.